Right, we are back. How's everyone doing? Let's continue. Onward. So, we've came to the first, which has been taken over by an abundance of light. It turns out that time is different here. 1 year here equates to an hour back at the source. However, during the time that we've been called here, the times don't differ that much. It fluctuates differently. We've met the Exarch, who was overseeing the Crystal Tower in the Crystarium here. And he's told us of our friends. And we've gone and met Alize and helped her out. And we've lost one of our new friends that we met. She was transformed into a sin eater while trying to save this young kid called Halric. And out of frustration, Alize has decided to return back to the Crystarium to plan for the next step. She was originally working as a guard for an inn in Amarang. But because she feels she's failed to protect her friends while serving as a guard, she decided to come back here and fight against the wave of light in her own way. Our next step is to track down Alphinaud. Whenever I come to the Crystarium, lands of Amarang seem a world away, yet they both lie under the same wretched sky. Yeah, this land's basically been consumed by light. In search of Alphinaud. The Crystal Exarch is eager for you to meet with Alphinaud. You will visit Alphinaud and Colossia, and then... Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off the west coast. You will need a mount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction. Present it to Semgenmai, the master of the beasts at Menos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alphinaud, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. I had some horrible fries for tea. I had some two burgers, some fries and beans. These fries come with like a barbecue powder that you sprinkle across the top. And, yeah, it was disgusting. I ended up chilling for a bit and catching up on My Hero Academia. No wonder. Hate the volume control of the Stream Deck, because there's an option to like tie both what I hear and what the stream hears together, so it moves the volume sliders together. But whenever you close the source and then reopen it, when you try to change the volume, it unlinks them, which can be annoying. Okay, sorted. Your face is unknown to me. What business have you at the rookery? A letter of introduction addressed to Sem Zenmai and signed by the Crystal Exarch. Signed by the Exarch, no less. Yes, I can provide you with an Amaro for passage to Colossia. I'll pick out a friendly whelp. There I was expecting a chocobo. A chocobo? Do you hail from one of Nordrand's more isolated settlements, perchance? I hear there are a few places where they ride little, where they ride little else. But here in the Crystarium, mounts like the Grey Fellow here are more commonly used. Seeing as you are plainly unaccustomed to riding Amara, I think it best I accompany you on this flight myself. Any Zune worthy of the name could do it, of course, but the Exarch sent you to me. Ensuring you arrive safely is my responsibility. Gather your things and meet me at the Amara launch. One of the junior travelers, Tiamas, will attend to you while I ready the mounts. You want to fly in Amaro to Colossia? Well, I suppose that Master Zenmai is going with you. Wait here, please. The Master should be along with the mount shortly. You can now travel to Colossia. Speak with the aspiring Maritema to fly to the island.
The whistling breeze, mute. The pounding surf, frozen. Time itself takes a breath. At light's edge, all is perfectly still. The world captured in a painting, locked in a moment. Music, faint and fleeting, drifts coastward on the lifeless air. And in the distance, beyond the broken earth, a city beckons.
City of scumbags. Doo-doo-doo. We are arrived. This is Cracked Shell Beach on the eastern coast of Colossia. Should be safe here for the present. Compared to the mainland, Sin Eater's attacks are far less prevalent, and the native beasts are not any more dangerous than elsewhere. It is the people you should be wary of. Spy that city in the distance? That is Ulmor, the island's main settlement. It rivals the Crystarium in scale and was once an ally in our battle against the abominations. For years the Ulmoran elite have fancied themselves the masters of what remains of our broken world. They have gone as far as to offer the leaders of other settlements their protection if we bend the knee. To say their ideals are questionable will be putting it mildly. Crystarium is one among many who resist their heavy-handed authority, and while we are not at war, our relationship with Ulmor is strained at best. It would be wise to conceal your ties with the Exarch during your stay here, especially in the vicinity of the city. I am glad we understand each other. Now, Exarch has instructed me to divulge a secret that should make finding your friend a good deal easier. Listen closely. A still tide. Whatever Samzmai has to tell you, he plainly deems it worthy of your undivided attention. If you head south along the coast, you will eventually come to a fisherman's shack. A friend of the Crystarium lives there, a man who goes by the name of Eibor. Eibor keeps an eye on everything that happens in Colossia, and will be able to point you in the right direction. Stand him a spring of time. That will let him know you can be trusted. Here, this should be enough. Find your friend. I will stay here with the armor until you are ready to return. People? Is that bot? May not be, but the all just suddenly went poof the second I got near. What you after? Fish? Crab? I think I've got an eel in a barrel somewhere if you've a taste for them. Fragrant herb commonly found growing along the flood plains of the source. Ah, I do love a bit of thyme. Chuck some in the pan. It's like a bloody festival of flavour. Now, what is it I can do for you? Can't say as there's been any major upsets to report these past few weeks. I'm looking for my friend Alphino. Alphino, eh? Ah, I know the one. Our young champion of the downtrodden. Ilmore's richer than all of Nordvrand put together, but it's a different story for them as live outside the city. They'll spend every wink and moment just trying to stay alive, which makes your friend's dedication to helping others stand out all the more. I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message to him. Wait, what? I can hazard a guess as to where he is now. Get a message. Be a full stop there. Get a message to him. But you'll need somewhere quiet to meet, away from prying eyes. Make for Stilltide. It's the fishing village just up the path there. You're looking for a rundown excuse of a tavern the locals call the Leaky Keel. Wait there and I'll see that Alphino joins you. Whoosh. Waiting. Ever. It's your first time in a tavern? Customary to buy a drink if you mean to loiter. What'll you be having? Some meat, please. By choice. And what you will be paying with? Well now. These are exotic. Why did you come by coins like this? I'm sorry, dear. I doubt they have value. I don't doubt they have value, but I don't have a touchstone to test their purity I'm not about to go begging for one from the neighbours. We'll just have to come to some other arrangement. Ah, here's an idea. There's a common to the north where we grow our vegetables. Lately, the pests have been eating more of them than we have. What do you say to a bit of extermination work? I want you to squash any vermin you find, then visit the caretaker and give him an earful for me for sleeping on the job. He'll be in the old silo next to the fence, snoring like as not. Do that for me, and you can laze about here as long as you like. Do, 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 do. Pestle swim. Blighted crop. Like the Rollenberry fields from Final 11. Am I good? Barred door. No response. Maybe need lock louder. Kick it in. No response. Perhaps the occupant is hard of hearing? Perhaps he's dead. You hear faint squeaking from the room beyond. Time to burst in and save the day, brave adventurer. No one's home. Judging by the lack of furniture, they haven't been for some time. And old scraps of vegetables on the floor suggest rats have taken up residence in their absence. I got done gone to Saigon. Welcome back, dear. What did that good-for-nothing caretaker have to say for himself? Gone? Must have left to join the rest of the Hawfuls. In Gate Town, outside Yulmore? You don't have a clue what I'm talking about, do you? And yeah, I was thinking you were another dreamer. Well, never mind all that. Take a seat wherever you like, dear. You've more than earned it. I'll even throw in another drink on the house.
And how is business today, Mistress Theva?
Oh, frenetic. Look, I have a new customer.
Yo.
Tis good to see you, my friend. barley seeds you wanted. They should produce a better harvest than the last.
What, just like that? Oh, Alphino, you really are a dear. Well, I'd best be tidying up some of those empty shacks before the pests move in. Keep an eye on the place while I'm out, eh?
It seems an age since last we spoke. Not since the prisoner exchange in Doma. And Yotsu. It has been even longer for me, of course, if you count the days I've spent here. But the time has only added to the relief I feel seeing you safe and well.
We thought we lost you.
Huh. Alize said much the same thing. I don't think I've ever had such a scolding. But I believe an exchange of news is in order. Come, tell me of your arrival and all that came before.
Blah, 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 blah.
I see. Both the Exarch and Alize told me what they knew of events, but I had stubbornly clung on to the hope that all-out war might yet be avoidable. And poor Tataru. She must be sick with worry. We must endeavor to return as soon as we may. It would be nice to bring her good tidings for a change. But before we bid this world farewell, we must first ensure that it is not rejoined to the source. We must prevent the 8th Umbral Calamity. Urianger's vision of the future has, I fear, every chance of coming true. By his description, the catalyst for the calamity was a formless and deadly weapon employed by the Garlean Empire. Which can only mean one thing. Black Rose. Gaius was telling you the truth. When we were on the trail of the Asians, we saw evidence that the gas was being manufactured once more. Gaius was adamant that the project had been scrapped. But so long as there are wars to be waged, there will always be those determined to win by any means. And thus simply destroying the existing stores of Black Rose would do little to alter fate's course. In that sense, our involuntary journey here to the First was something of a boon. Together with the Exarch, we've developed a theory as to how we believe the rejoining will be set in motion. I'm sure Urianger himself will cover the subject in more detail. But I can tell you the process requires that both worlds, the Source and the First, be facing an existential threat. One being Sin-Eaters, of course. They are a menace that I would dearly love to remove, and not just to avert a calamity. I may be a stranger to this world, but I will not stand idly by and let innocent people be slaughtered. That is what brought me to the gates of Yulmore. Ignoring its pretensions as a kind of capital city to what remains of the world, it is nonetheless a center of power and authority. If any solutions are to be found, I believe our search should begin there. What say you, old friend? Hungry for another adventure?
You knew it.
And so we take to the road once more.
Yay. Adventure! One second, just quickly checking something. Wait. Alright. That's what I have. Kus had finished Returnal because he's playing Resident Evil, but see, that's the weekend. Is he playing Resident Evil 6 with Zero? One second, just quickly checking something before we crack on. Done. Oh, screw it, never mind. Open arms, closed gates. Assuming you have no objections, let us make our way directly to the city outskirts. If we time our arrival just right, you might be lucky enough to see why I have yet to set foot in Yulmore, despite my best efforts to do so. Come, from here we must head west and then cross a small bridge. Colossia seems peaceful, does it not? Almost familiar. I had a similar impression of the Crystarium. Even in this distant world, people are much the same. To think that whenever the Calamities struck the source, reflections such as this one, all its culture and history was being erased from existence. No! Get away from me! Over there! Quickly! Someone is in trouble. Do, 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 do. Help me! I'm too small, I can't jump. Oh, thank the fates, you... Look out! Manic Madame. My poor heart. Thank you, young sir. Ah, there you are. In my haste, I lost my bearings. But I see you have the situation well in hand. Fine work. Are you all right, madame? A few bruises from where I fell, nothing compared to what was in store for me before this brave soul came to my rescue. I honestly thought I was done for. My feet are not as swift as they once were, and I knew there was no one left to hear me scream. But I let that stop me. I should probably leave my old house behind and queue up outside Ulmore with the rest of them. Doubt those fancy lords and ladies would welcome an old crone like me. Still, even a shack near the gate has to be safer than being here. One would hope. Either way, I suggest you avoid wandering alone, lest you make the Sin Eater's task any easier. Thank you again. You saved my life. Now, I'm sure a strapping lad like you has little to fear, but I wouldn't linger longer than in this place. There is naught to be had here but cobwebs and memories. It is as the lady says. Many in these parts have abandoned their homes to live in Ulmore's shadow. If the Sin Eaters descend upon this region, there are precious few with the strength to fight them off. Speaking of which, what have you been told of these monsters? Met with Alizair. Picked a couple asses. Ah yes, Alizair would be well qualified to speak on the subject. Compared to Amarang, Colossia is almost a haven. But, as you saw, we cannot let our guard down. And you arrived but few moments later, Sin Eaters would have claimed another victim. Still, we have won a small victory this time at least. Now, shall we press on? We need to return to where the road forks and follow the path that leads west. Do, 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 do. Onward and upwards. To Ulmore, land of the scum.
That gate up ahead is known as the Open Arms, and Ulmore itself lies beyond. This, meanwhile, is the aptly named Gate Town. The dwelling place of the many desperate souls who hope to be chosen to live in the city proper.
Ah, I thought I recognized you. Brought a new friend, eh? I'll bet you got a trick or two up your sleeve. Maybe even 3. Care to show me?
Nenny?
He's not here to compete. Leave him be.
What? I was only making conversation.
What? You what, mate? What would have you? Oh.
Ladies and gentlemen, your attention, please!
I forgot about these two. The 2 jesters.
Greetings to our hopeful petitioners, one and all! Umbral extends its warmest regards. Let it be known that a lady of distinction wishes to dine on fish divine. We seek a master culinarian who can guarantee seafood perfection. Dazzle the matron with your delicious dishes, and life in the city will be yours to enjoy, even on days when fish is not on the menu! Who among you will answer the call? Name yourself or another. We might not at all.
Fish, is it? Was there anyone?
What about that girl?
Do you recall how I said Umbral was a center of power and authority? Well, that is not the only reason for its fame. It is also known as the City of Final Pleasures. The noble and the wealthy who survived the flood gathered here to live out the rest of their days in decadent abandon.
I reckon he had noise outside.
A poor man could sooner pass through the Iron Needle than Umbral's gates. The only way the common folk can enter this perverted paradise is if they fulfill the whim of one of the privileged. And so they are picked over like market produce.
What a catch! We'll not be throwing this one back. Having seen your all too obvious charms, we welcome you with open arms. Come, join us in a city of splendor and live out your life in an ecstasy of endeavor.
Yatta!
Oh, just look at those expectant faces. What could you possibly be waiting for?
Don't eat it! Seriously,
Well, what have
don't
we
eat
here?
it.
An extra share of meal to celebrate our newest resident.
Yeah, you don't want to eat that.
For you.
Ah, oh,
Enjoy.
thank goodness.
Over here.
Meal is a foodstuff which Umbral routinely doles out to the people of Gatetown, and apparently a staple for its citizens as well. Many here rely on it to survive in these times of scarcity, yet the whole arrangement just seems... well, let's just say it leaves a bad taste in my mouth.
I hope you haven't eaten any, because no wonder you got a bad taste in your mouth. Bye-bye, lady. Enjoy the trip. While it lasts. Now you understand why my attempts to enter the city have thus far come to naught. Dubious privileges of residency must be won via a contest with ever-changing rules. See, this policy has been in place for the past 2 decades, ever since Ulmor's current ruler came into power. Yet from what I've seen, it does more harm than good. Not only does it distract people from our shared struggles against the Sin Eaters, but it robs them of their self-sufficiency. I've tried to propose ways they could improve their lot. My words invariably fall on deaf ears. The attitude is so entrenched now. I worry that, well, mayhap you should take a turn around Gate Town and judge the situation for yourself. Still here, are you? Can't blame me for wanting a slice of Ulmor's pie. If you ask me, you should ditch that sour-faced brat and make a home for yourself here. Your town's not much to look at, aye, but at least it's safe. The meal is the best thing I've ever tasted. Enjoy it. Large pot bubbles over the flames. Pale chunks meal, you realise, floating on the otherwise plain broth. Just look at it. Can you imagine a more beautiful city? Every day I dream of the life that waits for me inside those walls. Oh, will they ever pick me? Nope. Look. You've seen what Gate Town has to offer. These people can no longer fend for themselves. They've become dependent on handouts of meal and believe Ulmor the answer to all their wars. Yet no matter how I frame my encouragement, they seem unwilling, nay, unable to conceive of any other way of life. A fickle existence. You disapprove of these people's way of life? Disapprove? It frustrates me, certainly. That's only part of it, though. The situation makes me uneasy. Not that it matters. However unjust this system seems to be, if these people claim to be content with their lot, it is hardly my place to criticize their choices. Take that elderly lady you rescued. Does it not seem that those who have chosen to forego Ulmor's largest are doomed to suffer for their independence? In the end, they are all but forced to seek refuge in Gate Town. And so our hamlets and fields across the island are left empty and unattended. hastening the region's descent into ruin. Nay, I am not convinced that Eilmore's generosity truly serves the best interests of Colusia's people. I'm not so naive as to think there's some miraculous solution to all of this, yet I cannot help but frown at the sight of hard-working villagers struggling to survive, even as the chosen few rejoice at being plucked from poverty by the hand of a capricious noble. There has to be a better way. I will not know for sure, however, until I have taken those long-delayed steps through Eilmore's gates. It's fortunate that you arrived when you did, Jasix. I've been working on a scheme to insinuate myself into the city, and if all goes to plan, it should soon come to fruition. There is a beast tribe who makes its home in the sea surrounding the island. The Ondo, they're called. Though you and I know them as the Sahagan. For the most part, they keep to themselves in their ocean grottos and rarely have dealings with land dwellers. But, as the Tauri took such great pains to impress upon me during our stay in Kugane, business favours the bold. So I reached out to them. I duly discovered that the Ondo are inordinately fond of land-grown produce, fresh fruits in particular. And when I offered to procure such goods for them, they promised to pay me in pearls. An attractive business venture from any prospective investor, would you not agree? Surely even the most jaded Eilmoran lord would have time for a merchant who can make pearls from plums and pumpkins. Yes, I've come a long way since my days of buying samurai swords without first negotiating the price. My appointment with the Ondo is due to take place in a few hours. I just need to collect the produce and meet with them on the shore. Might you help me make the exchange? Excellent. I should be glad of your company. First things first then. We must pay a visit to Moshamoa, my supplier and right. Come. It is just to the northwest of here. Do, do, do. Wonder what he's up to. Na, na, na. Right. Do, 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 do. Is there something I can do for you, friend? Good day to you, Moshamar. This is my associate Jasix. We are here to collect the produce I purchased. I loaded your lackey up with the goods not long ago. My lackey? I know of no such person. Mr. Lad, short blue hair? No? He said he'd come on your behalf, and since he seemed to know all the details, I just assumed... Confound it, someone must have been eavesdropping on our conversation. It's the charlatan. If this charlatan was here not long ago, he cannot have gone far. We should split up and search the area. We find a vantage point on the south side of town, and I shall take the west. Forgive me, I had no cause to doubt the lad. Still, he shouldn't be hard to spot with that blue hair of his. Search the surrounding for the male mistle. You have located your quarry. Jasix, any sign of him? Over there. You've a keen eye. Let us move in before he makes good his escape.
There you are.
What's up?
The thief who claimed the harvest on my behalf. Hand it over.
Well, forgive me. I have to get into the city. I have no family and all my friends have already been chosen. No one here gives a damn about me. When the meal gets handed out, I'm lucky if I get a smell of it. No matter what I do, they won't call out my name. I'm so tired, I'm so bloody hungry. I thought maybe I could steal your idea, get in that way.
What is your name?
Kai Shear.
Tell me then, Kai Shear, must it be Yulmore or nothing? What of the Crystarium? They may not offer charity, but you would be fairly compensated for any work you did.
No, it has to be Yulmore. That's where all my friends are. We made a promise that we'd live together in paradise.
I was to make my deal with the Ondo at the Clave. Listen carefully, and I shall tell you my plans for the business, and how best to arouse the Yulmoran's interest.
You'll give me your place? Just like that?
I'm giving you a chance, nothing more. What comes of it is entirely up to you.
I understand. Oh, thank you, thank you!
This was but one path. There will be others. But for young Kaishia, it was the difference between life and death. I do not regret my decision, yet I will admit that a part of me wonders if it was for the best. We strive to bring swift salvation to this world, that countless lives might be saved, not least your own. Even if it came at the cost of one man, should I have forged on regardless?
That's not who you are, Alphino.
I suppose not. Were Estinian here, he would most likely scoff at my soft-heartedness.
Same old Alphino, ever the slave to sentiment.
But I thank you for your kind words nonetheless. Let us see to it that both these stories have a happy ending. Shall we return to Rite, then? Is that? I can't be sure, but I think someone's in trouble. Come on, they may need our help.
Our first glimpse at reality in Yulmore. Weakened wretch. Here. He's breathing, I think. Well, he won't last long without help. Aiding. Should take care of the worst of his injuries. Mercy. Mercy, I beg you. Breathe easy, sir. No harm will come to you here. Poor man's shivering. Pray, keep an eye on him while I get a fire going. I thought for certain I was dead. How am I ever to repay this kindness? I'll settle for the tale behind your current predicament. I want you to begin by telling us your name. Tristel. I was invited to Yulmore to work as an artist. Wealthy couple took me in to paint pictures for them. When my style proved contrary to their taste, they just as quickly turfed me out onto the street. I was left penniless and patronless. Grave sin in Lord Vonthry's city. Or Bothry. In tears they had brought me before the man himself, and he asked me what I meant to do. Rejected as I was, I told him that I wished to leave. Little did I know how soon he would grant me my wish. He flung me over the balustrade into the God's damn ocean. Balustrade? Brad? I'm up there. How are you not dashed to pieces? Don't ask me. Look, I suppose. If you hadn't found me when you did, it wouldn't have counted for much. Monstrous. Citizens condone such barbaric punishment? Oh, without a second thought. Lord Vothry passes judgment. No one so much as blinks, let alone argues. In Ulmore, his word is law. Ah, that fire has chased the chill from my bones. Thank you again. The more I hear about Ulmore, the more determined I am to see what waits within its walls. I shall bend all my thoughts towards securing another way into the city. Must be something we can do. First, we should convey Tristel to the shelter of the village. Fire or no fire, he needs to be out of this chilly coastal air. Way into the city. One second. Pray, accept my deepest gratitude. You owe you both my life. If you permit me, I would assist you in your attempt to enter Ulmore. Insofar as I am able, at any rate. To be frank, the thought of sending my saviours into that awful place makes me sick to the stomach. Since it's plain you've set your minds on it, you should take this. It's my favourite paintbrush. Ulmore and elite are never satisfied until they get exactly what they want. If I'm not mistaken, the couple I mentioned will be looking for someone to replace me. If you make a show of owning such a well-used brush, you may be able to convince people you have talent for painting. You certain? This is your livelihood. I cannot deprive you of such a treasured possession. Give it gladly for all you've done for me. Besides, I don't think I have the heart to paint anymore. As to what I'll do instead, I honestly haven't decided. I shan't stay long in this place. Not with the city brooding over me. There, I'll move on to new lands and a new profession. And I'll keep you in my prayers, now into my dying days. Probably won't be too long. City of Final Pleasures. Alphonor wears the brush he received from Tristel, deep in thought. You see, a kindness is its own reward, but Tristel has repaid us with a gift as timely as it was unexpected. We will, however, need to act upon his advice before another painter steps in to fill the vacancy. Thankfully, I do have some modest skill with a brush. Nothing approaching that of a true artist, of course, but enough to play the role, I would hope. As for you, well, don't mind taking a subordinate role. Mayhap you could pose as my assistant. And it's settled. What we need now is to return to Gate Town and await the next appearance of those vile jesters. Should you make it into the city, have care what you say and do. I wouldn't want you to save my life only to lose your own. One second. Here they come. Ladies and gentlemen, your attention once more. What a day it is to be for the folks at our door. We've welcomed a peddler who made pearls from a plum, and now we've a place for a painter of a plum. So come along, don't be slow. It's time to let your colour show. I can paint. Portraits, at least. Landscape and still life are so rarely commissioned these days. Aha! I thought I spied some new faces in the crowd. What fortune that you should feel at ease around an easel. What proof have you of your prowess? Any masterpieces on your person? Sadly not. Everything I paint is soon sold. Such is the life of a working artist. I have only my brush to testify for me. You will note that it has seen no small amount of service. Flecks of paint, both old and new. A tool much loved and much used. Not a prop to be conjured on the hop. Very well, come with us and we'll put these talents to the test. And who is this hanger-on? Well-wisher or parasite? Why, this is my assistant. He whose unfailing support allows my art to flourish. And I will go with him or not at all. Parasite, then. He shall leave his fate in the hands of your new employer. That has not a wit to us. And having filled our latest vacant space, we retire to your more sweet embrace. Oh, mercy me, the mule! we almost took our leave without leaving a loving token. We must empty the sack ere we make our way back. Oh boy. Off to the land of Scum.
Redemption is beyond us. The lament of all but saints and fools, and the comfort of the lords and ladies of this accursed place. Once they held fast against the madness, only to embrace the coming cataclysm and delight in the end of days.
Now they just spend the remaining days having sex, taking drugs, and doing whatever else.
Perhaps in rapture they seek to lose themselves and the misery they share. Or perhaps for them alone, the promise of eternal pleasure really does hold true.
Ilmo. Finally. It's even grander from this angle, eh? Welcome, welcome to the city of final pleasures. Feel free to weep at its magnificence. No, not even a single tear. Moving right along then. Our first task is to register you as residents. You know, make it all nice and official. We'll smooth the way, so you just need to put on your happy faces and head through to Joyous Hall. Bureau of Immigration is in the first room on the left side of the passage. Pardon? Declare your name and occupation in a nice loud voice. The clerks will tell you where to go from there. And pay no mind to the folks off to the side of the road. Just like the hopefuls in Gatetown, they haven't earned the right to enter the city proper. However, if you enjoy basking in the envy of your fellow man, by all means, take your time. But why waste another moment? Go, enjoy the beginning of your new life in paradise. The Bureau of Immigration, was it? I suppose we had better show ourselves willing for the time being. We do get the occasional charlatan pretending to have permission to enter as a bonded citizen. I take care of that sort of riffraff. It's my job. Or taking care of that sort of riffraff is my job. Welcome to Eelmore, fortunate friends. May I have your names? I'm Alphinoa, an artist, and this is Jasix, my assistant. Ah, yes, I was informed of your imminent arrival. You can forego the usual interview and begin processing your registration papers forthwith. Now, the citizens of Eelmore are divided into two classes. There are the free, who are blessed with the favour of Lord Vothry, and the bonded, who work in the employ of the free. You will be joining the ranks of the bonded. Your duties are to serve a patron in the capacity of which you were chosen. In your case, painting pretty pictures. Should your patron dismiss you for any reason, you must find another sponsor among the free, or accept work as a general labourer. I see. Might you tell us something of the patron we are to serve? The two patrons, actually. Chai Nuz and Dulia Chai. A mistle couple whom most refer to as the Chais. It's a shame they haven't made character customization to the point where you can actually change your character's weight. Because obviously the mistle female that we'll meet here is... And I thought, when I first met her, I thought, maybe they're going to make that an option in character creator now. They can make massive, chunky Lalafels and Micotias and Humes and what have you. Just make everyone fat. Or really thin. No, they haven't done that. They are both gentle souls, but I would ask that you conduct yourself with respect and humility for your own sake as much as theirs. Now, a moment please while I complete the relevant paperwork. All in order. These are your registration documents. Take these papers next door and submit them to the clerk. If they've been stamped, you will officially be Ulmorian citizens. Enjoy your new life in paradise. Have you submitted your papers to the Bureau of Registration? Everything in its proper place. Welcome to the Bureau of Registration. Papers, please. Set of documents required to register as a bonded citizen of Ulmor. What have we here? Alphinoa, artist. Jasix, artist's assistant. To be employed in the services of Lord Chai Nuz and Lady Dulai Chai. Yes, everything seems to be in order. Your registration is hereby approved. I think it best that we deliver you to the Chai residence before... Oh dear. You smell hideous. Excuse me? Did you crawl here through a ditch? It's like an unholy miasma of dust and sweat and the musk of some unwashed beast. Excuse me? Proceed directly to the delouserie next door and scrub yourselves clean. Whichever showers are free. After you've rinsed away the stench, you'll want to splash yourselves with this perfume. Liberally. Once you've made yourself presentable, then you may proceed to the Chai residence. Corinne, the guard by the stairs, will give you directions. You stink! I hadn't realized we were so aromatic. My guy's like, I don't smell. I'm not a stinky. You stink. Bathe in here then? Scrub rubber tubba tubba dooba dooba doo. You rinse yourself clean in the stream of water. Now who stinks? sweet-smelling perfume. This bottle contains scented water, the liberal application of which can conceal undesirable odors. You apply the perfume as directed, and the delicate scent of roses fills the air. Oh, showered and dressed already, have you? It's not... That is to say... it seems rather exposed for one's ablutions, does it not? Ablutions? Hurry up and shower, Stinky! Fine, just a quick rinse then. Well, it was bracing. I believe the lingering smells of the road have been successfully expunged. Shall we go and present ourselves to our new patrons then? You're looking to present yourselves to the Chais, are you? Let me explain how the city's laid out then. Imagine 3 layers, one on top of the other. This layer here is called the buttress. Above us is the understory, where the military has its headquarters. And above that, you've got the canopy, which is where the free citizens of Umor spend their days. So, if you want to find your new patrons, you'll need to keep climbing until you run out of stairs. Then look for the Grand Dame's Parlour. You'll be in there like as not. Run until you run out of stairs. And I am now out of stairs. Oh, no, I'm not. Da, 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 da. Na, 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 na. Da. Here we are, land of the scum. Look at all these scum. And here are our new bosses. Damn, lady, you huge!
Oh, who's this then?
Lord and Lady Chai, pray forgive our intrusion. I am given to understand you were in search of an artist.
Of an artiste.
Ah, you must be the new,
Oh, goodness me! What an adorable boy!
And we keep
That silken hair, those pearly cheeks, oh, and you even smell wonderful, like a bed of flowers.
Gonna eat you, Halfan, run!
I approve of this one, dearest. I am positive he'll paint us the most delightful pictures.
yes. Well, as long as he paints better than that talentless wretch we sent packing last week.
That struck a chord.
Welcome to Yulmore.
Or a nerve.
Alphino, if it please you, my lady. And this is my assistant.
Yo, what's up?
Your assistant? I've heard of folk bringing in family members, but this seems a bit irregular. Aren't you a little young to have a protege?
We are family in all but name, my lord. Though we share no blood, we have stood by each other through life's many challenges, resolved to prevail together or not at all.
Yes. Avno, fulfill the role. You're an artiste.
Of all people,
Gotta flick the
'tis
hair.
he who
Be
best
one with the
understands
role.
my work. With his unique insight guiding my hand, the art I create is sure to satisfy your expectations.
Don't forget to beat the devil out of it.
Once the picture has begun, of course, I shall have no need of constant encouragement. And so I wondered, rather than him being in your way, might it then be permissible for my assistant to explore the city he has so longed to see? Out of gratitude for his priceless contribution to my art, I thought it only fair that I make this humble request on his behalf.
Ooh, did you ever hear of such devotion? Of course your assistant must have his wish. He shall be free to roam to his heart's content.
Woohoo! Fuck you, I'm out. See ya, Alphino.
Isn't that right, darling?
Oh, yes. Yes, of course, dearest. Quite right.
That's so serious, Alphino. Scaring us. Off you go. The city is yours to explore. Oh, but do be careful along those outer walkways. I should be most upset if you were to slip and fall. If my wife has given her permission, then you need not seek my say-so. All I ask is that you behave yourself. Draw no attention, and be respectful at all times. Free to sightsee. Now you've the opportunity to experience Ilmore, I suggest you make the most of it. Explore the city top to bottom. In other words, I would start with the canopy and go from there. Try wandering around the market stalls mayhap. Such places are usually filled with colourful characters, only too eager to share local gossip with a friendly visitor. I would appreciate it, of course, if you could share any discoveries with me in turn. We should both learn as much as possible about our new place of residence. You have fun! Amiable maiden. Amiable. Oh, hello there. A fresh register, are we? You seem a bit lost. Well, it is lovely to make your acquaintance. Speaking of acquaintances, you wouldn't happen to have run into my attendant on your wanderings, would you? Big, strong lad, long hair, tied back. He was escorting me on a shopping errand when I realised I'd dropped my handkerchief. Now I've been waiting here all alone while he's been off searching for it. I'm not terribly fond of being alone. If you see him, I would be obliged if you could pass on this message. Forget the silly handkerchief and return to my side at once. Is this the guy that's out on the balcony? Where was the balcony again? Nope. Was there a balcony on the other side? There he is. I remember him. Wicked white, that was close. Thank you, friend. I don't know what I would have done if you hadn't come along. I was trying to rescue my lady's handkerchief, you see. Wind must have blown it over the edge, but luckily I caught on... it caught on something. What if I could just stretch out far enough? Risked your life for a scrap of cloth? It's not just a scrap of cloth. Not if it belongs to her. I would risk my life and more to spare my mistress but a single moment of sadness. When I first came to Ilmore, I thought only of improving my lot in life. There was so much more to the city than wealth and plenty. There is no war here, no conflict. Residents all treat each other with warmth and respect. My mistress has been ever so kind to me. I think of no other place in Colossia where I could possibly be happier. Sorry. Actually do need a cough. I might have gotten a bit carried away. I find it hard to stop when I start counting my blessings these days. Please, you should come with me to meet my lady. Once she hears of your deed, you'll be witness to her generosity firsthand. What? Lonely, you say? Curse my clumsy feet. I must return to her immediately. I'm coming, lady. My attendant told me everything. I'm so very grateful you were there to offer your assistance. You seem a dedicated patron. Oh, my attitude is not unusual, I assure you. Without the effort of our bonded residents, we free citizens would not enjoy the pleasures of our daily lives. They are deserving of our unending gratitude. Mayhap in another society our different standing would breed prejudice or resentment, but in Ilmore, the most glorious measure is in place to avert such unpleasantness. Part of that measure requires that the free surrender their fortunes. Upon registration, all of our property, financial, intellectual, and otherwise, is given over to the city. In exchange, we are provided with ample funds and commodities to live a life of pampered luxury. Being liberated from the concern of earning coin has an almost miraculous effect on people's outlook. There are no rivals to compete against, only fellow residents with whom to enjoy our tranquil existence. Now, if you'll excuse me, I must see what the markets have to offer as a reward for the return of my handkerchief. Oh, and I've not forgotten you, of course, our courageous messenger turned rescuer. Bear with us, I'll be back in a minute. Right. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, 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 da. Da, da. Da, 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 da. I hope that key on this laptop isn't similar to like a token. Like a security token. Because security tokens work like if you unbind them from your account, they're useless. And if Asus just go ahead and unlink it without verifying with us that that's how I want to proceed, then I'll be fucked, because scans will probably just be like, oh well, we can't return the laptop anymore. So I'll be stuck with a laptop that still works, still does everything that it needs to do, but the key will be useless for it. Unless they send you another one in the post, I don't know. A taste of honey. All this talk of relying on the bonded, and I haven't given a thought as to what your duties might be. I hope I haven't interrupted your work unduly. I'm a bum. Tour of the city, is it? And you really must visit the beehive. It's always buzzing with activity. Local humour. Anyway, a lady of the name Tista Bai usually has her seat near the entrance. Would gladly speak with you on a number of topics, assuming you find yourself on her good side. Da, 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 da. Welcome to the strip club. Welcome to the beehive, my little drone. Seeking the sting of excitement to liven up your day? I could tell at a glance when folk are new to our happy colony. It's the nervous fluttering, you see. Always gives them away. Why don't we play some cards? Set you at ease, eh? A quick game of high or low. Simply a matter of guessing who has the bigger hand. If you win, grant you a single favour, within reason, of course. Interested? Ready for a game of high or low, then? Let's play. Good for you. No time like the present, I say. Three cards for you, 3 cards for me. Flip one of yours over and I flip 2 of mine. Now, what's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? High! You're going with high then. Right, let's see what we've got. My cards add to 13 and you have a total of 16. You win! Congratulations, your guess was right. Usually I'd concede defeat at this point. What do you say to a rematch? One more win, then we'll talk about that favour. Another match of high-low? Come now, little honeybee. We all need our diversions. That's the spirit. Let me sort out the deck. 3 cards for you, 3 cards for me. You flip one of yours, I flip over 2 of mine. Now, what's your call? Will your total be higher or lower than mine? Lower! You're going with lower then. Right, let's see what we've got. My cards add up to a total of 17, and you have a total of 6. A bit. Well, well, would you look at that? I think you've got a knack for this, newcomer. Congratulations, victory is yours, as is the prize I promised. I think I just accidentally skipped a bit there. Come, whisper in my ear then, don't be shy. Tell old Vista what she can do for you. That's all. How delightfully wholesome. But if knowledge is what you want, then that is what you shall have. In my humble estimation, the most wondrous thing about this town is how safe we are from the Sin Eaters. They say Lord Vorthry was born with the power to command them, which means no Ilmoran need ever raise a weapon in defense of the city. Was that the kind of thing you wished to know? If your itch still needs scratching, I get a few words out of our Arthran over there. Athan. There's naught that merry sot likes more than the sound of his own voice. What's that? You do you more, you say? Ha! Only just arrived and already here looking to peel away the layers of mystery. His face. There's a big meme of that laughing emote. It's been in since like Final Fantasy 1.0. I think that's what it originated from 1.0. Where your character's like laughing like that and then suddenly his face just goes all serious. And like probably gives you a death stare. I only just arrived. And already you're looking to peel away the layers of mystery. Well, I'm all for chatting. But you need to slow down and enjoy life, my friend. Tell you what, you hop up on stage and give us a dance first, and then we can have our little talk. I'll dance for you. Got some weirdos on stage. Dance, 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 dance. What mark? Where's this mark? I see no mark. What mark? There is no mark. Oh, up there? Dance, dance, dance. That's the way. Dance like there's no tomorrow. I hate you. Now that was a show. Welcome to clamber up on stage anytime you like. So, what was it you want to ask me? Ah, yes, something about our fair city. Well, I could tell you it wasn't always so peaceful as it is today. Ilmoran army may be the very essence of military might, but even our forces saw grievous losses in the war against the Sin Eaters. It's changed for us. Oh, around 20 years ago now. The old ruler's son came to power. He's got this way with the Eaters, you see. Turns them docile as house cats. Wouldn't be exaggerating to say they have become something of an ally to Ulmo. No longer an enemy to be feared. And yet elsewhere there are still fools who insist on fighting their losing battles. Ha! A toast to Lord Vothry. You've gained a preliminary sense of the city. Chais and Alphino will be expecting your return. What is these? It's like some sort of leaderboard. Can't target it. Same thing over there. They must be actual pictures of players. Characters. Where's Alphino? Oh, you've returned from your jaunt around the city so soon? You needn't have hurried back. Young Alphino has yet to put brush to canvas. One cannot rush good art, I'm told. Or good artists, apparently. Ah, finally. I put together an ensemble out of the garments you chose. Is this satisfactory? Oh, goodness gracious me. That last outfit was precious, but this makes you look positively dashing. You truly are a handsome boy, however am I to decide? What happened to painting? Exactly. The lad is an artist, dearest, not a dress-up doll. It's about time we set him to work for the reason we called him here. Must we? I do love a good painting, but I thought since we were enjoying ourselves so thoroughly... Well, I'd not... That is to say, as long as you... Just make sure you give the lad time to prepare. We know he'll be upset if he's not ready to paint at a moment's notice. Whatever you say, darling. So, shall we pick out some jewellery next? Alphino's like, help me. And I'm just like, nope. I'm just the assistant. Tra-la-la. A blessed instrument. Lady Chai has a very particular sense of beauty, and apparently that extends to how I should dress whilst painting. This obsession with her works in on our favour. Time I spend indulging these distractions is time you can use to continue your explorations. For this excursion, I'd like you to delve into the layers below. Sniff about the military headquarters. I'm sure the understory has its own tale to tell. Yes, boss. You rag. Welcome to the Ulmorn Army Headquarters. That said, there's like not much here to interest you. I disagree. Whee! Haven't seen you around here before. Are you a newly bonded citizen? You had to fetch something. You'll want to speak with Chaisat in the storage room over there. Look around all you like, but whatever you do, don't lock me in here when you leave. Quick, lock the door. Weeping Warbler. Can I help you, ma'am? You're one of the bonded, aren't you? Like me? Please, I need your help. My throat, I can't sing anymore. I've been making excuses, but it's just not getting any better. My patron thinks I'm of no use to him, then... Sob, I need you to sneak out of to the derelicts and describe my condition to Thorich. Here's a list of symptoms and a hunk of mule to pay for his medicines. Please, I've no one else to turn to. Very thirsty after having them burgers and that. Polishing his bottle. Oh, forgot there was crystals out here as well. You need medicine, tonics, potions. A cure for an ailing voice, is it? No medicine will cure this. He thinks your songbird has a lump in her throat. It must be cut out, excised, and even the voice may never heal completely. Poor little songbird. Will they kick her out from the nest, I wonder? Or simply silence her chirps? Your face, you don't know? The many hopefuls who enter the city, very few are ever seen to leave, even as corpses. Oh, I wonder why. The mystery. Oh, you might see one or two fortunate fools hurled from the balconies, but the rest, gone. Town of nightmares it is. Not for this ship's rat. Oh, no. I'm content to scurry around down here and nibble on the crumbs which fall from the table. This consultation is over. You have my verdict, and I have my mule. Good day. Blah. Did you get my medicine? Sorry, lady. So that's it. What am I to do if I can't sing? Ah, there you are, my sweet canary. Have you been crying again? Don't tell me your voice is still not on the mend. Generous sir, have mercy. I've done all I can, but even the apothecary said... Oh, been suffering all this time. I'm sorry, my pet. I hadn't realized your affliction was this grave. But you needn't fret. I'll not reward your hours thrilling by casting you out into the street. Of trilling. You are too kind, sir. By what use am I if I cannot sing? Fear the dear I become more of a burden to you than treasure. Then I shall have word with Lord Vothry and arrange for your ascension. No, don't do it! In that paradise where resides neither pain nor illness will your song ring out clearly once again. Or mayhap you think it a step too far. No, you would do that for me? Of course. I would almost wish to hasten my own ascension, knowing your blessed instrument was waiting there to greet me. Don't do it, lady. Ascension? Ah, you must be a new arrival. Allow me to explain. As all know, the Sin Eaters exist to devour the sinful, but also do they serve to gather the souls of the innocent and shepherd them unto the celestial paradise. It is through Lord Vothry that we learn this truth. Through Lord Vothry's grace that the free people of Yulmore are destined to embrace salvation. We are blessed to spend our days surrounded by love and merriment, until at last we are called to our final rapture. Even the bonded may find a place within the hosts, should their patrons deem them worthy. Lord Vothry truly is a great man, isn't he? Ooh. Now, if you'll excuse us, we must be on our way. May you find eternal salvation from the compassion you have shown my precious canary. Don't go, lady! Lady, don't do it! Oh my. It's good to see you back. Taken so long, I began to worry something had happened. I began sketching an outline of the portrait, but nay, its eyes appear otherwise occupied. Will you share what your investigations have gleaned thus far? So Lord Vothri boasts some manner of influence over the Sin Eaters, does he? It would explain the reverence in which he is held by the citizenry. As for this ascension business, I cannot help but be put in mind of that apothecary and his ominous remarks. So many folk have entered the city over the years. Where do they go? Where indeed? Emergent Splendor. I take my eye off you for one moment, and you're chattering away with that assistant of yours. Am I to assume the outline is done then? What in the blazes? It's so unflattering. Explain yourself, Alphino. Where is your artistic interpretation? It should invoke images of affluence and nobility to overwhelm the viewer with its boundless beauty. Lord Chai, you stated that this portrait was to commemorate your anniversary. Yours being a joyous union, it seemed to me that a realistic portrayal. Realistic? I don't want realism, I want perfection. A spectacle to slacken jaws and weaken knees, to make people cry out in amazement. Now fetch a blank canvas and... Screaming man. Uh-oh. That guy's like that. See, that come from above? Ladies and gentlemen, your attention please. A tale to make you quiver and your noble blood freeze. There was a villain on the loose, set to ruin our fair city. But our Lord has got him now, and his fate will not be pretty. Yet the hammer of justice is poised to come crashing down, and one and all who'd watch it fall are invited to join his lordship in the offer. Malcontent? How dreadful. And this man is to face sentencing? That's right. In fact, if you're curious, it might be worth you going along for the experience. The offer they mentioned is part of the Emergent, level above us where Lord Vothri resides. Ordinarily, you would be barred from entering, but it seems they'll be opening its doors for the next little while. The Crown lift will take you up there. You'd better not dawdle then. Joining the crowd up there.
That's him. That's Vothri.
Yes. damn he huge.
He is attended by sin eaters. But how does he keep them from attacking?
Hopefully they were all bots. Getting hard to tell. If they're not, pop us a message and let us know. But I'm having to keep constantly cleaning fucking bots out of the channel. Twitch hasn't done a good job getting rid of the damn things.
Mercy! Mercy!
By the 12. Kaishia, what happened to you?
Who are these impudent louts? I do not recall requesting their presence.
Lord Vorthree, what is the meaning of this? Why is this poor man bleeding to death on your floor?
Why? You ask me why? Because criminals must be punished. And this man is guilty of fraud. He came to us, claiming to be a man of business. Yet his subsequent conduct has shown him to be anything but. Europe is a city built on love for one's fellow man. Those who have naught to give and live only to take are a blight upon our society! To atone for this crime, I ordered that he fling himself from the balcony. And he had the temerity to weep. Please, my lord, anything but that! What then is a man of mercy to do, but offer the sinner another way to show his contrition?
Another way? Meaning what exactly?
Sin eaters are part of Yulmor's society, but they must be fed with ether. Living ether. So, I demanded an offering of flesh, carved by his own hand, from his own hide. And still, he could not do as I asked. A wholly unsatisfactory performance.
Tis true that Kaishia won his place here by fraud, but his actions were driven only by a desire to share in your paradise. That you would cast him out, I could almost accept, but to humiliate him thus, to demand his very life? Is this truly the way of Yulmore?
Oh, you dim, deluded child. Have you ever paused to consider what it takes to maintain such a paradise in this barren, broken world of ours? The guarantee of safety and stability. The knowledge that if one only abides by the rules, one has naught to fear. I alone can offer these things, for I alone can command the Sin Eaters. And thus am I alone the voice of justice, and any who oppose me, villains to be punished.
People call this paradise.
You were granted a place in my city for a particular skill. What was it?
Painting.
Oh, an artiste! Then you shall paint a picture for me. Of Yulmore. If I find your art pleasing, then I may excuse this display of insolence. Who gave you permission to tend to that criminal's wounds? I told you to paint me a picture!
Shut up, fat boy.
What you need is a mirror, not a painting. It will capture the horror I see before me far better than I ever could. Can you walk?
I think so.
Oh, holy shit balls, oh, holy shit balls.
Did that little worm just insult me?
No.
I'll kill them! I'll kill them all! I'll enslave their minds! I'll torment them! Torture them! Then tear out their hearts!
Oh, look who it is. Emmet. He's here on the 1st. Thank you again. Forgive me. My Angai seem to have marched us back outside again. But it's probably best we leave the island altogether. I believe we've worn out our welcome in Ulmo. In any case, I've seen enough of the world's self-proclaimed capital city to convince me that our battle against the Sin Eaters will find few allies in Colossia. I will accompany you back to the Crystarium. We'll need to regroup and think on our strategy anew. Aye, sir. I've done you a grave disservice. You are hungry and desperate, and I offered you a solution without once considering the risks inherent in your accepting it. If I had but known the price you would be made to pay. You gave me everything I needed to make your idea work. It's me who made a mess of things, not you. But even after all the trouble I caused you, you still stepped in and saved me. Now Lord Vothri wants us all dead. When I come back with us to the Crystarium, I'm certain we could find work for you there, if you're willing. No. It would just be me leaning on your kindness again. I need to do some thinking. Learn how to stand on my own 2 feet. Very well. But you must promise you'll be careful. The Ulmorans may yet come looking for us. I'll keep my head down, don't worry. Do take care too. Give me the chance to repay what you've done for me. Alphonor? Lord and Lady Chai? What are the blazes do you do? You have an entire city looking for you. I took a peek at your unfinished portrait, Alphonor. Now I've had many a beautiful and striking picture painted of me, but there was something about your work. It was as if you had caught the very essence of our love and rendered it naked upon the canvas. It was bold, unflinching, and I adored it. Please, you must come back with us and finish what you began. I will speak with Lord Vothri and vouch for your character. I'm sure we can smooth over any hard feelings. I am sorry, Lady Chai. There are more important matters to which I must attend. More important? What could be more important than enjoying the days we have left to us to the fullest? Pray, press me no further. We are leaving, but I would not presume to take the garments you were so kind as to procure for me. One moment. I wouldn't hear of it. Keep the clothes, you silly boy. I insist. And I shall make arrangements so that you can pass through the gates without causing a stir. I expect you to come and visit. I will return, I promise you that. Outrage I witness must not go unanswered. The next time we meet, I shall be better prepared to confront the corruption which hides behind the glittering facade. I'm on the road to Viridian Crystarium City. Ooh. Well, goodbye, Ulmo. That place sucks. Scumbags, full of scumbags. Da, da, da. Trying to determine whether these last few in the list are bots or not. Most of them I can usually tell because they all seem to follow the same channels and that. And obviously I can go off the view count as well. In my channel. Which helps us narrow them down. Thank you, my friend, for staying at my side through this whole sordid endeavour. Whilst not quite the joyous outcome I had hoped for, our efforts have nevertheless answered a great many questions. Suffice to say, our plans for saving the first are unlikely to involve the aid of Lord Vothry and his subjects. Come, we must speak with the Exarch and chart a new course. This is far from over. Da, 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 doo, doo. Da, 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 da. Right, so that's both Alize and Alphanor returned. I see you've reunited with my brother as well. I'd dearly love to hear how that story went. I'm told you and Alphanor carried out his scheme to infiltrate Ulmo. I would ask what you thought of its base amusements. No doubt you are eager to relive the experience. Ah, it's good to be back amongst friends. Not to mention my dear sister. I have not seen her for some time, but I gather she is as keen to press on with our plans as I am. And you've seen quite a lot of the first yourself now. More than enough to appreciate the scale of the obstacles we face. Let us lay our discoveries before the Exarch and discuss what must be done. The Light Wardens.
And so you return. Have you gained a better understanding of the crisis now faced by the First?
Better is not the word I would use. Some lands may have been spared the flood, but the survivors live only to suffer. There seems no end to the horrors inflicted by the Sin-Eaters.
Indeed. Those abominations are a calamity in their own right. And I can well imagine how hopeless the task of eradicating them must seem to you. But after countless battles and untold sacrifice, we have identified a potential weakness. Sin-Eaters are drawn to serve the strongest of their kind, a class of creature we call Light Wardens. And from what we have been able to ascertain, only a handful of these entities exist. Just as an ant colony will perish in the absence of its queen, we believe that the death of a Light Warden will cause the lesser creatures within its sphere of influence to disperse.
I have a feeling Yulmor might have something to say about any concerted action we take against these monsters. Vorthra's command over the Sin-Eaters is integral to Yulmoran society. In seeming to guarantee his people's safety, It guarantees their obedience. He will not take kindly to us depriving him of such useful allies.
Agreed. Thus we will need to occupy or otherwise divert his forces whilst we proceed with the business of eliminating the Wardens. Until we have done so, all other considerations must be set aside if we are to forestall the 8th Umbral Calamity.
Are you sure that eliminating the Wardens will be enough?
Your uncertainty is understandable, given the circumstances. Perhaps a more detailed explanation is in order. To begin at the beginning, then.
Alakazam!
In the ancient past, a single star was divided into 14 worlds.
Fantasy 14. Final Fantasy 14. 14 worlds.
This is the source, your home. These others are the 13 shards, in whose number we find the first. Though physically separate, they retain a connection to each other, and with the source especially. Now, let us assume that a given element in one of the shards attains abnormal ascendancy. Just as water will flow from the highest point to the lowest, the excess energy will begin trickling into the source. And such an influx of ether will of course exert a palpable influence. If the element in question were fire, then drought and wildfires might ensue. If it were ice, one might expect the weather to turn bitterly cold. As ether continues to pour in, such phenomena will become more and more extreme, until eventually, a single, untimely event triggers a disaster which cracks the barrier dividing the two worlds. What was once a trickle now becomes a deluge, sweeping the shard along to be rejoined with the source. At the same time, the element which held sway in the shard is unleashed in full, its energies amplifying the original disaster to truly catastrophic proportions.
A calamity!
An earthquake thus magnified might strike with enough force to shatter continents. A tidal wave might swell to a size capable of drowning entire nations. These devastating events are what we refer to as Umbral Calamities. 7 times has a calamity befallen the source. 7 times has a shard been absorbed. At present, the light-drowned realm of the First stands perilously close to meeting the conditions for a rejoining. It is the Sin-Eaters who are to blame for the Light's continued dominance. In addition to attracting their lesser kin, the Light Wardens I mentioned earlier radiate ether, saturating every corner of their territory with light. Even here in the flood-spared region of Norvrant, Their influence is strong enough to banish night from the sky. Thus, if we are to restore balance to the First and head off a potential calamity, it is imperative that we put each and every Light Warden to the sword.
We've been doing our best to take the fight to the enemy ever since we first heard the Exarch's explanation.
Though we have yet to claim any meaningful victories if truth be told. Apart from being confoundingly elusive, the Light Wardens possess a troublesome quality which compelled us to delay our plans until such time as you arrived.
Forgive the interruption, my lord, but Hallminster Switch is requesting reinforcements. They say the Sin Eaters are attacking in force, and the village could soon be overrun.
Alert the guard. We should be prepared in case the fighting reaches the Crystarium. You have command of our forces in the field, Captain, but hold off on entering the town until I arrive. That goes for Alphino and Alize as well.
My lord.
Pray, lend us your strength. Such a fight will provide you with far greater insight than any explanation I could offer.
Time for our first dungeon. Hallminster Switch is in the north of Lakeland, so we had best make haste with our preparations. In fact, meet me outside the Crystarium at the crossroads northwest of the Ascensa Gate. I shall lead you there myself. Take flight, my steed. Do 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 do. Do, 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 do. All set. If we follow this road north, we'll arrive at the northern staging point. The village itself lies not far beyond. Quickly now. Thankfully, progress through this expansion will be buttery smooth with the trust system. Provided if you play the dungeons to the beat of the NPCs. They don't give two craps about what you do. Your assistance is appreciated. You're here. We're heading in together, yes? The Exarch asked that we wait, and so we waited. Emet-Selch has passed these gates and through the woods. It's not exactly a nearby to the Crystarium, but as we occupy the same region, we have built up something of a cooperative relationship. What can we expect inside, Captain? The town is beset by a swarm unlike we have seen in recent years. We did our best to evacuate the villagers, but as many as half remain. Judging by the number of eaters present, we have good reason to believe that a light warden leads the attack. How convenient. It seems we'll have our chance to slay a warden sooner than we expected. One does not simply slay a warden. Has no one told you what happens if you defeat one of those fiends? They hold more light inside them than all of their underlings put together. It can be struck down, aye, but its essence won't dissipate like the weaker kind. Vile aether will billow outward and envelop the nearest living being, reckless young swordswoman perhaps, and turn her into a brand new warden. Ah, well, you can leave that particular quandary to us. Must ask that the guards stand down and allow us to engage this leader of Eaters alone. Concentrate on the survivors. We must save every life we can. But what if... Understood, my lord. As captain of the guard, however, I will not watch you brave such dangers without an escort from our ranks. I insist that I go with you. Very well. Then our warden slaying party shall include myself, the Leveliers, Captain Lena, and last but not least, my time to shine is what I do. A formidable group indeed. Into Hullminster we go. Once we reach the Light Warden, do not hold back. We strike to kill. The instant dungeon encountered in the Shadowbringers main scenario quests can be completed solo alongside a supporting party of NPCs. To make use of this feature, simply speak with one of your NPC companions near the entrance to the instance and select the option to form a party. In forming a party, you will need to follow the same role restrictions imposed when using the Duty Finder. Alternatively, you can find party members via the Duty Finder as usual and complete the instance with fellow players instead. Ha! Noah! NPCs away! I ain't spending an hour waiting for a party. Are you mad? Form a party and enter Hullminster-Switch. Do 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 do. Oh, realize that he counts as an all-rounder. Interessante. Let's do this. This is why this expansion should be a breeze. It's only the larger dungeons that you've got to rely on actual people. Like the trials and things like that. Standard 4-man dungeons, you can NPC it. Oh God, it's that Senator. Can't be. They're even turning the bears?
You underestimate me!
So be it.
That's how the battle effects have suddenly gone up, but when I was in those raids they were quiet as a mouse. Let's notice something. Where's that gone off? Ow.
garde!
En garde. Forget about the dances. Yeah, it's been a while since I've played this role. Buffs the Exarch as well. Well, that's my dance partner. Ah, bollocks, I did the game. Forgetting about them dancers. Just remember, always put the dance books in. Keep an eye on them. They also do a decent AoE as well. This is the monster we saw on Amarang. Easy now, Alicia. We face it together.
Let's give them a show!
The road that we walk is built to the flood. The cottage is building the wages of blood.
I'm with you.
Leave the healing to me.
Not tomorrow. Is everyone all right? We're fine. Keep moving. Someone help! Wait, those are villagers.
So be it.
This slaughter must be answered.
Zodiac, protect me!
You underestimate me!
Not getting armor because I'm in New Game Plus. Oh yeah, I ran it with my paladin through the trust system. And then it's because I'm on New Game Plus doing it. Oh, there she is. So this is where you went. Tesleen. Put you out of your misery.
You underestimate me!
Leave the healing to me.
On guard!
There. You've gone pale, Alicia. You've gone pale. I'm fine. We should keep moving. Goodbye, Teslee. Rest in peace. Do. No, get away! Walking nightmare indeed. Probably going to bite me in the arse later. I keep accidentally pressing that limit break button. Right, here we go, you see. It's when I'm going to do the speed boost. I accidentally pressed the wrong button. Obviously adjusting to my setup for my dancer. Now for the final. We're close. Be on your guard. Why is this happening? Light Warden Philia. We stand in the presence of a Light Warden. Help!
There'll be nothing left of you but a smoking crater!
One downside of the NPCs is they won't move for shit. They won't.
Leave the healing to me.
One light warden down. Now for the fun bit. One dungeon down.
It's releasing its ether! Fall back! We cannot let it touch us! Quickly, my lord, we must withdraw!
That will not be necessary, Captain. Though I appreciate your concern. The eternal light of these creatures has confounded us for nigh on 100 years. For each we have put down, another has risen up in its place, born of the self-same ether relinquished by its predecessor. But now we have a way to contain that corruption. The blessing of light, and the hero who wields it now stands before you.
Hello. Like a boy.
Behold, the monster's power is broken, and the world, twisted by its touch, returns to its rightful form.
All in a day's work. These guys have not seen the night sky for over 100 years. Some of them have never seen it. It's obviously 100 years. They were born only ever knowing the bright sky above.
It's so beautiful.
Beautiful. Inside.
The sunless sea. The warrior of darkness has come.
Is that what I think it is?
The night sky. As it should be.
Who are you people? You killed a warden, then bathed in its ether as if it were a spring shower, and now the sky? The legends are true. My lord?
How many years have I waited for this moment? For the one possessed of her blessing. For you. You have vanquished the Light Warden of Lakeland, and for the first time in a century, darkness has returned to the mantle of night. Without the ever-present light to sustain them, the Sin Eaters will have no choice but to retreat. Yet our victory is far from complete. Though darkness has fallen here, the other wardens yet bask beneath burning skies, feasting upon what little life remains. Even should it cost me all I have, I would see each and every one of them slain, that this world might be spared from oblivion. Not only for the first, but for the source as well. Save one, and we save the other. But, be that as it may, I concede it was wrong of me to summon you to this fight against your will. I swear, on my life, I will one day atone for that deed, but for the present, I beg you stay and see this fight to its conclusion. Cast down the wardens and restore darkness to the first.
Albert. I will become the warrior you need.
On behalf of the first, I offer you my deepest thanks.
I understand there is much at stake here, Exarch, but why do you risk yourself so readily? It must have been a dangerous drain on your ether to summon even one person across the rift.
I do it for my people, of course. To give the Crystarium the tomorrow it deserves.
That is true now, yes, but the city had yet to be built when you first called forth the Crystal Tower. I'm simply curious to know what prompted you to commit yourself so completely to this particular course.
There are things which we can ill afford to lose. And I sensed from the first that I had a part to play in preserving them. Forgive me. I fear the events of the day may have taken their toll. Despite appearances, I am an old man. One burdened with many difficult memories, some too painful to recall.
Well then, I'm sorry for pressing you. It's a family failing, I'm afraid.
One which has served us well more often than not. Needless to say, we will continue to fight at your side until the last Senator is defeated.
Come then, my warriors of darkness. Let us gather the surviving villagers and make our way back to the Crystarium.
It's as if the sky itself had disappeared into the heavens. If I didn't have wound to tend to, I'd never stop staring. Without that constant glare, Lakeland seems an entirely different place. It's over, yes? I might need a moment. How quickly you've justified my faith in you. So many lives saved, and the sky itself heralds your success. A single victory in large struggle, perhaps, but a momentous one nonetheless. Trust parties unlocked. You can enlist NPC companions to revisit completed instances by opening the Trust interface located under Duty in the main menu. Warrior of Darkness. Now, as for how we proceed from here, the villagers we evacuated earlier have arrived safely in the Crystarium. They seem to be accepting their situation for the moment, as folk are too distracted by the sky to worry about wounds or lost homes. They whisper and wonder if the Warrior of Darkness has come. It is to be expected. Jasix, I must ask a favour of you. Would you be so kind as to conceal your involvement in this endeavour for the time being? Seeing the light recede from Lakeland is a momentous occasion, and many will be swept up in a maelstrom of excitement and confusion. Would you come forth as the legendary Warrior of Darkness, I fear that no matter how good your intentions, such an appearance would throw the city into disarray. I find myself in agreement with the Exarch, although my concerns are more focused on Ilmo. It may be best if you maintain a low profile until we see how Vothri responds to all of this. Okay. My thanks. But we cannot freely celebrate your success. Pray, allow your heart to be buoyed by the joy of our citizens. The joy you surely brought into being. I must ask the same discretion of you, Captain. It is my intention to share with our people the tale of a great warrior who stood in defiance of the Sin-Eaters. This unnamed champion defeated the Light Warden and has since departed for parts unknown, yes? As you wish, my lord. Your penchant for mystery is nothing new, and I will encourage folk not to question this either. Although I expect to be told the whole truth of it one day, about all of you. With that settled, I shall return to the Crystarium and make an address to the people. These explanations and adjustments will consume much of my time, but pray, take the opportunity to rest and recover from your exploits. To think, not even need to shutter the windows to enjoy dark and peaceful night's sleep. I must say, I must stay behind and coordinate the evacuation of the remaining survivors. I hesitate to ask after all you've done here today. Could I ask you to pass on a message on your way to the pendant? Please, let Bragi know that we're bringing in a number of injured and that any restoratives in the markets need to be reserved for the infirmary. No bother. We should start making our way back to the Crystarium. Slowly, mind you. Wouldn't do to arrive too soon after the Exarch. I'm staying behind as well. There's something I need to check on in Hallminster. We already went through the village top to bottom, Alice. We should all take the chance to rest, you included. I knew one of these eaters, and I can't rest, not now. So please, I wish to be left alone for a while. But that means you as well, Jasix. Should be cross if you try to follow me. I promise to find you later when I feel myself again. Just you and me then, shall we? Do-do-do-do-do. Do-do-do. Do-do-do-do-do. Already we're progressing quite nicely. Found Alize, Alphenor, been to Ulmore, and we've saved our first village. And now, rumours of the Warrior of Darkness are starting to spread. Well, the Crystarium seems relatively ordered, wouldn't you say? Exarch's speech must have been reassuring to hear. On the contrary, there is something jubilant in the air. I have a feeling this night won't be quite as peaceful as our hooded friend predicted. I think I shall take a brief stroll around town before retiring to my chambers. Once you've discharged your duty to Bragi, I suggest you do the same. Sleep well, Jasix. I hope untroubled dreams find you and Alize both. Hi, what can I do for you? To buy a lantern? Like every other stumbling soul in the city? I see. Well, Captain Lena can rest assured that any portion I spot coming in will be set aside for the wounded. Hang on a moment. You're carrying messages for the guard. Does that mean you were there then? Battle in Hallminster? A stalwart lad like you might want to pay a visit to the Wandering Stairs. Himself known. I'm sure Glynard can introduce you to some interesting opportunities. The Tavern for Adventurers. Definitely got music blasting. Do. Ciela, more beer for the table 2. A couple of pints of mead for tables 3 while you're at it. Coming right up. Sorry we're rushed off our feet today, sir. Can I get you anything? Drinks are on the house. Ah, that Bragi has a twisted sense of humour. To think he'd send you to me at a time like this. First real night in near 100 years, as folks all riled up. Then some. What's more, there was that eater business at Hallminster Switch. They say a light warden was destroyed without a damn trace. It was the Warrior of Darkness who did the deed. I really must apologise for Glynard being almost as rowdy as our customers. That's no small feat. A lot of our regulars are bounty hunters, you see. They mostly go after eaters, and the rumour of the warrior's appearance was the spark to their kindling. You know how the weak eaters are drawn to the strong ones, right? Aye, they swarm like angry bees around a queen. You need look no further than Hallminster for proof of that. Attacks on that scale don't happen every day, praise the blessed shadow. No, the more common threats are the strays. No one knows why. Every now and again an eater will leave the pack to prowl alone. Those are the ones you run into on the road if your luck is foul. They're a danger to everyone, but the Settlements Council puts bounties on their heads. Our bar here is a convenient place for hunters to gather and share information. Seems a few of them were inspired by the Warden slaying, even more than most. These are the types who have their sights set on the absolute worst of the strays, a class of eaters that have been dubbed the cardinal virtues. The virtue showed up out of nowhere about 3 summers ago. And when historians heard the description given by survivors, well, apparently they share an appearance with the villains who caused the flood. If that doesn't send a chill down your spine, it's also reported to be as tough as light wardens. Not the kind of prey you can take down single-handed. Our virtue hunters had all but given up, but knowing the warrior of darkness is out there has lit a fire in their bellies. Just look at them. That Hume over there, with the oversized sword, is grandson. He's in it for revenge. Wants to recruit a comrade in arms as tenacious as he is. Mistel, lads, is Lurik. I've done his. Don't be fooled by those dewy cheeks. As hard a hunter as they come. He just lost a partner and seems to be on the look for a new one. That's Serig. Word is he seeks an expert in magecraft to help fight the virtue he's after. Last we have Geert. Dwarf and drunkard both. Wanted to join forces with a healer and only a healer. Something about needing Amenda's wisdom. I've seen my share of competent veterans. Do you have that look about you? Maybe you should introduce yourself to one of our hunters. Who knows? Together you might even collect the bounty on a cardinal virtue. Now that's a grand idea. Imagine the prestige my bar would earn if boasted by patronage of a successful virtue hunter. You have gained access to the role quests. A separate quest line and story is now available for tank, physical DPS and magical DPS and healer roles. In order to reach the final stages of the Shadowbringers main scenario, you must complete at least one role quest line. Speak with a virtue hunter at the Wandering Stairs to accept a quest offer. I'll have to do this on New Game Plus, or... or will it have locked us out? I'd like to do at least one, because it tells the story of the Warriors of Darkness, who came back to here with Minfilia after we encountered them. Welcome back, sir. I wonder if anyone can sleep with the city in such an uproar. But will you be retiring to your quarters? Very good. In light of the present situation, I had illumination prepared for our rooms. No need to rush to the markets for lanterns or candles. Have a pleasant rest, sir.
So it's your lot's turn to be the Warriors of Darkness, is it? It's funny how things work out.
Been watching, have you?
Well, I did warn you. I followed you to Yulmore and then on to Armarang. And I was there when you slew the Light Warden. Those white-haired twins who were with you. I remember them from our battle in the Source. Are they your friends, then? Through thick and thin? Aye. Then I suggest you keep them close. It's when you charge ahead trying to save someone else that you end up losing those you love.
You're very sorry for Ardbert.
Not that you need telling, I'll bet you've lost plenty. But I wonder, what will it cost you this time? I don't remember when it was that I learned regret wasn't worth the bother. You get numb to it all over the years. The lost comrades, the broken promises, the abandoned principles. Just more nagging burdens to ignore.
Poor guy. Who's that?
So this is what the light was hiding. He's here. I must go to him.
Who dat? Meanwhile, inside an Imperial Magitech facility in the Source. Back to reality. Feel me.
Intruders! Fan out and find them!
Oh, my buddy Estinian.
Out of my way! Stay your weapon. We are not your enemy. When the alarm sounded, I wondered what we had done to betray our presence. But I see now we are not the only intruders. Sir Estinian, I presume. The dragoon who plucked the Warrior of Light from the jaws of death. Your armor is most distinct.
Much as yours once was. But even without it, I see a former legator still has eyes and ears in unexpected places. Van Baelsar, in the flesh. Though I understand you prefer Shadow Hunter.
You are in contact with the Scions, I take it.
Through no choice of my own. They tracked me down and conscripted me to their cause.
Was he patched into the recent patch for the trust system? They did say they were adding him. Because apparently there's not enough DPSs. Which is bollocks. I think I need one more tank.
I swear their receptionist was trained as a spy. Not that anyone can escape that Baldessian woman once she has caught the scent of your ether.
If they have resorted to using freelancers, I must assume their attempts to wake the afflicted have failed. And what of their champion?
Away on other business. Thus, it has fallen to me to root out any trace of the Empire's new weapon.
If it is Black Rose you seek, you are too late. My people have already completed your mission here. Yet this is but one factory among many. When they caught wind of our efforts, they built additional facilities to ensure production continues unabated. There will be no one left in the lands they conquer.
No citizens to conscript. No skills to exploit. Nothing the Empire needs. And they will call it victory.
What exactly does this Black Rose do?
The gas is described as a poison, but its actual effect is more arcane in nature. It was created to disrupt the ether in living beings, to bring the flow of their life energies to a standstill. Inhaling even the tiniest amount will cause all bodily functions to cease, much as a potent venom will stop a man's heart. Released over a city, Black Rose could conceivably kill every inhabitant, and all without damaging a single structure.
Search every corner! Rouse the barracks if you have to! I want this facility secured!
I have more questions, but now is not the time.
Sir Estinian, I have an offer for you, but I will make it only once. Since it would seem we seek the same answers, you are welcome to join us.
Ha! From what I hear, you need all the help you can get. In case you don't know, Varys himself confessed that your empire was a creation of the Ascians.
I am aware of what his Radians said at the parley. Thus I would return to the capital, that I might behold the truth of this corruption with my own eyes. My path leads to Garlemald.
Nice. Right, and with that, I'm going to call that there for the night. Done a good chunk of the game already. If you're new to the channel, as always, feel free to hit that follow button. It's always appreciated. If you scroll down, you find a link to my Twitter and YouTube. All VODs of Final and other prior games can be found over on YouTube. And yeah, hope you enjoy. Have a good one, guys. And I'll catch you again tomorrow for some more Final 14. Peace.